this is Pete, or Kenshin1913, along with
Mom
and Vicky.
And today we're going to be doing something awesome. What are we doing, Mom?
Lasagna.
We're making lasagna. That's right. We're going to have our New Year's feast.
Yes, it's delicious.
So let's get started.
Okay, what we're starting off with is I already made my sauce, and you can refer back to our quick sauce that we made some episodes ago. So it's tomato sauce. I have chopped meat and sausage in here, and the spices, basil and garlic. We're going to use some grated Parmigiano Reggiano cheese. We have grated mozzarella cheese. We have sliced Munster cheese, and Munster you can buy in your local deli counter.
Is there any other cheese you can use?
You could probably use Fontina, but we've always used Munster.
It's a nice savory cheese. It adds a lot of flavor.
Yep. Ricotta cheese. Our lasagna noodles.
These are
now
fresh.
These happen to be fresh noodles that we have purchased from a local pasta maker in the area, but you could also definitely use Barilla lasagna. This is a no bake, so you a no boil, so you don't even have to boil these. You're just going to use them the same way we're going to use the fresh. Or you can get the package of lasagna noodles that you would boil
and then follow the directions.
And then follow the directions and just lay out your lasagna.
All right, so let's get making of the lasagna.
Okay, usually we get everything all prepared because we do it like an assembly line, and I always usually have somebody in the family that's helping me. So we layer some sauce on the bottom.
Yeah, so what kind of, let me ask you this, do you have to use these tin pans? What about if you have what about if you can get yourself a nice big casserole dish? Would that work too?
That's absolutely fine. This here, I do it like this because after it's baked, and we're done with it, I crunch up the pan and toss it out.
Okay, so first you lay them.
You lay a little bit of sauce, right?
Yes, and then you put the noodles in.
Yeah. And now, if you're using the no bake here, there's none really.
No,
there's no boil. The no boil.
You just put them in. You don't have to worry about cooking them. They'll cook in the oven when you bake it.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
So it goes. It goes sauce, then noodles.
Right.
More sauce.
More sauce because this is where you have your meat.
Yeah.
Now you could also do, lasagna with.
Meatless.
You can make a white. Yep. You can make a meatless. You can make a vegetable lasagna.
Yeah.
So instead of using sauce, you would make a white sauce and then layer your vegetables. Usually people use zucchini, broccoli. Sometimes they'll put peppers and sliced carrots.
Yeah.
So now we're just putting a dollop of the ricotta. Because remember, when you're baking this, it's all going to come together.
Now, and you don't really need to overload it with
cheese.
No, not overload it with sauce too, because it's all going to merge together.
Right.
In the deliciousness. So So we're just adding shredded mozzarella and Munster cheese, and then you got your Parmesan, and you can add that as needed. So we usually eat this meal for New Year's Day.
We've done it for years on New Year's Day because New Year's Day is kind of the wind down of the holiday. We still get together with family.
Yeah.
We have some leftover pick-on things from the night before from New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
And we want something that is going to be kind of fast, not a lot of work, and
easy cleanup
because, again, the following day you most likely have to go back to work.
No,
so that's how we started doing this. Not so much hungover. We don't get hungover here because we don't drink a lot.
Yeah.
But this ended up being a great meal. And then what usually we used to do is my sister would make a lasagna, I'd make a lasagna.
There'd be a lasagna off?
Yeah, we'd have kind of a lasagna off. And it was fun. And then we always had leftover because I usually make more than one pan.
Yeah.
So then we'd have it during the week at some point, which is great. Okay, we're going to put our next...
So what I've done is I cut it
because we're going to layer it the other way.
We're layering it this way. And the noodle is too long. If you have to cut it in your pan with the no boil, be very careful because
Yeah, you just kind of crack it.
yeah.
Yeah. But if you're baking it too, or if you're boiling the noodles before you even do it, make sure you know let them cool. Wait, do you gotta
Let them cool.
Yeah, you have to let them cool just a little bit, but you got to start working with them. So what you usually do is to put them in some cold water with a little bit of oil so that they won't stick together, and it's easy for you to maneuver them.
So yeah, this lasagna is fairly easy to do. I've seen people use a little bit of red sauce, a little bit of the cream sauce. You know, like
Probably to add more cheese flavor.
yeah, like they would use a white sauce, like a bolognese. A bechamel kind of thing. And so lasagna really isn't that hard to do. The real hard stuff is the prep work and the fact that you need to make sure you have your sauce done. Now you could use a jarred sauce if you don't.
Yeah, you could.
If you don't really, make your own sauce, of course.
Now I don't know if I mentioned this happens to be a 2-pound Ricotta container. So usually it's about a pound of Ricotta for each tray of lasagna that you're using if you're making it this size. This is an 8 by 13 pan, I think. They usually, actually these tin ones will say lasagna pan.
Yeah. And so you're just kind of assembling it, putting cheese, cutting it up. And
I like to also do it the day before you're going to eat it, because when it sits in the refrigerator for that 24 hours or even longer, all those flavors kind of meld together, so it even makes it taste better than if you're going to just throw it in the oven now and then try to eat it later. So that's another thing. I usually try to assemble it and do it at least the day before or a few days before.
Yeah, because that's the nice thing about lasagna too, is that you can make it like heck, maybe even a week beforehand.
And you could freeze it. Beautifully.
Yeah, you could freeze it and have it for dinner like on the weekend. Like let's say you're off on a Monday and you make it
or like if you know you're gonna have a party or something.
You could always make it. You can always make a couple trays of lasagna and then just warm it up on the day of. Let me tell you, it's delicious.
Now some people you will hear will make their, instead of I broke everything up in my sauce, some people will actually make their meatballs and slice them and slice their sausage up. You can do that as well. This is just a little bit of a lazier kind of way that we've been doing it.
So you're over here cutting up, and it really helps.
For the next layer.
Yeah, and it really helps to definitely have someone helping you. It's fun.
It's fun, yeah.
Again,
It's even great for little kids.
Yeah.
I remember when Pete and his brother were little, and they used to help me make the lasagna, and oh my God, they would have their hands in it. They'd be spreading it, and they'd be going, oh, tasting the cheese and saying, oh, Mommy, this is good. This is good.
Yeah. So it's a fun thing to do together, and it's a nice family food. It's kind of comfort food too. Definitely, when I think of lasagna, I think comfort. And
it's also, since we don't make it as much, like
we literally only
once or twice a year.
Yeah.
At most.
You gotta really enjoy it and savor it. You know what I mean?
But definitely, it could definitely be like a meal you could freeze and put away.
Yeah, and
make
eat
it when you need it.
Yeah, that's another great thing about lasagna. Garfield would approve.
Yeah.
So anyways, I guess we'll just continue layering it. And on the very top, what do?
On the very top layer, we put a lot of cheese, because when this bakes, that's what you want, that nice, crunchy, bubbly cheese on there, kind of crispiness. That's my favorite is the top and the corners.
Yeah, so what was I going to say? One other thing. So you do put sauce on the top layer, correct?
But yeah, we'll do it like this.
Well, I guess we'll just show this. How many layers do you think you probably get out of this?
Well, we use one package of the fresh, because you see now there's only.
We didn't count the
layers. I think we're on 4.
I think we're on 4. So you don't want to make it.
You don't want to go
overstuff the pan.
No. You want to keep it like maybe a couple centimeters or so off the top, I guess. Yeah, definitely don't overstuff. That would be a bad idea.
Yeah, because it takes longer to cook.
So, what other kinds of, I know Vic was mentioning this earlier, but what other kinds of cheeses could you use if you don't like ricotta? Is there something else you could use?
You know,
Not
for
really.
for the middle part, I've never had anyone use something different.
Yeah.
You can definitely use fontina,
Yeah.
or you can just use plain mozzarella
Yeah.
instead of putting the Munster. The Munster cheese was my grandmother's recipe. She always added a little Munster cheese to it. Just gave it a little extra flavor.
Yeah, now if you're lactose intolerant, obviously.
Take your lactose ahead of time.
Yeah, my aunt, she's pretty much lactose intolerant.
We're always laughing that we're going to all blow up after we eat it.
So I think this would be layer 5.
Our final
So
layer now.
Oh, you think you can't? Yeah, because you probably can't add one more.
I would say about a package of the lasagna, as long of the noodles, as long as you're not overstuffing the can.
Okay, so then if this is the last layer, let's show how it's done, and then we'll basically make another one. What we're gonna end up doing, although you people won't know, but what we're gonna end up doing is we're gonna take this and we're gonna put some saran wrap on it.
Right, you're going to put saran on the top first before you put your tin foil, because tomato sauce is acidic and it will eat through the thin tin foil.
Yeah.
So I always put plastic wrap, saran wrap, whatever you want to call it, first, and then put my tin foil on top.
Yeah. And then what we're gonna do is probably gonna put it in the fridge and let these flavors marinate overnight. But you people won't see that. We're gonna throw it right in the oven. And what temp do we usually put it on?
375 or so.
Yeah, and how long?
For anywhere from 40 minutes to an hour. As I said, you're going to want to see how you like the top.
Yeah. So here this is the final layer, right?
Yeah, this is why we're loading it up with a lot of cheese.
Yeah, and we're going to put a little extra of the Munster on top, too.
And even probably some of that shaky cheese.
Yeah.
Shaky cheese.
That's what our niece calls it.
Yeah. So yeah, you definitely, if you really like the top with the nice crunchiness, you'll probably want 375 for about an hour. You know, keep an eye on it. After a half hour, check and see.
Yeah, you don't want it to burn.
Yeah, of course.
And you'll see how, whatever your preference is. Some people don't like it really dark on top. So
yeah. So this is set right now. If you wanted to throw it in this 375-degree oven.
Right.
And chow down after about 40 minutes. But like I said, we're gonna put it in the fridge, and we're gonna savor and eat it soon.
On New Year's Day.
Right,
Yeah.
but we'll be back to show you the finished product, even on New Year's Day.
All right, so this is 350 for 1 hour. And yeah, doesn't it look delicious? Look at that, huh? So let's cut this up, Mom. Let us cut.
All right, now the first cut is always a pain in the neck.
Yeah.
Because you got to try to get it out.
And you gotta ask who likes the corner best, and then they get that piece. And you gotta be careful because it is hot, very hot.
Yes. It's not going to be pretty, but it's going to taste absolutely delicious.
Oh, it did come up nice. Look at that.
So let's eat. Wardrobe change, and here is the lasagna. Doesn't it look yummy? It is.
Delicious.
Yeah, it's going to be delicious. This is something we have every New Year's, and if you guys want to take a bite too.
Yes, blow on it. It's hot.
Yeah.
No, thank you. I'll wait for dinner.
No. We're going to have it in a few minutes.
Yeah, so it's just good. It's cheesy. It's hot. It's got the sauce, just the right amount of sauce, just the right amount of meat. This is a perfect lasagna. So this has been Pete, your Kenshin1913, along with
Victoria.
Mom,
and this has been another Cooking with Kenshin1913.
enjoy and happy eating.
Happy
New Year.